Hi, I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com, and these are 7 different boots available for the arborist today. We get asked a lot, and I get asked personally at events, which boots do we recommend? And I certainly understand that arborists are looking for a boot that's going to be comfortable, a boot that's going to protect them, maybe a boot that offers chainsaw protection, and a boot that's going to look nice, right? A boot that's going to last. It's really difficult to recommend boots for individual people because each boot manufacturer, makes boots to a different last. So there's a different shape of the footbed, depending on the style of their manufacturing or maybe what size foot their designers have. There's that, and there's the fact that, you know, if I'm being honest and frank, boots are kind of made like crap today. It used to be that boots were made with a last or a footbed that was screwed in to a sole that could then be unscrewed and have the new sole put on. They don't do that anymore. There's very few boot manufacturers that do that. Only 1 or 2 in the United States that I know of, and the cost is prohibitive, right? It's extremely expensive. So all the boots that you see here today use what's called a concrete construction, which is what almost all shoes today are made with, and that's where the layers are glued together, and that's where you get shoes that delaminate and just generally fall apart. Being an arborist, we're especially hard on our boots. I know I was always, you know, shit kicking stuff down the curb, you know, using my boots as tools and, you know, basically just getting it done. So that's hard on boots. So I like to tell everybody, you know, don't expect much out of boots. They don't last a long time, and if you're really hard on your stuff, none of these boots are necessarily gonna last you forever. So please take that with a grain of salt. So we'll start here with these 4. These are non-chainsaw protective boots. The first and foremost, this is one of our best-selling boots ever. This is the Salewa Mountain Trainer. This is the Goretex or GTX model, which means it has the Gore breathable waterproof membrane. We've sold this in non-Gore-Tex and Gore-Tex models very successfully over the years in several different colors. The only downside of this boot, in my opinion, other than that it isn't chainsaw protective, are these hooks. The metal here is notorious. It does bend, they do break, and we've seen hundreds of users over the years rip these out and force a hole in where this rivet is through and just lace the boots together. But these are extremely comfortable. They have a great Vibram sole, a really deep edge, a high enough back usually to work with spurs for most people, a really solid choice. These are 3 more arborist specific models. So this is the ARB ProClipStep. This was the first model of shoe to have an integrated foot loop in it, and it was originally built into kind of like the tongue area here, and now what they've done is they include a removable thing with a little rivet kit, and you fold this over and you can pop it in and fold it here and pop it in, and you can add this to either side foot that you prefer, or you know, just one and then have another for replacement. So overall, a pretty comfortable boot. You will see that we start to see more of an over-the-toe rand, this is the rand, and that's designed with foot locking in mind and to give extra traction. So you'll see that actually start to get more as we go into these 2. But a great boot from ARB ProClipStep, designed specifically for arborists. I think it's kind of plain looking personally, but it is a very, very popular boot. People love it. So this is the Arbortech Ascent. This is an event, which is like Gore-Tex. It has a waterproof membrane. It's breathable. You've got a leather outer here. You see an over-the-toe rand. Again, even more extreme, going to help you get a little bit more traction when you're foot locking. This boot is markedly less flexible than the first 2. You know, you see the ClipStep is very flexible. The Salewa Mountain Trainer, also really flexible. This is like really stiff. It's definitely a stiffer boot. It's heavier. You can really feel the weight in it. There's no hooks on this one, so it's definitely not going to break, but it's also a lower heel, so that's not going to work as well for you if you're climbing with spurs. This to me feels like a solid boot for pruning or maybe for tree climbing competition, but maybe not the one that I would choose for everyday wear. This is the Arbortech Evo 2 or Do. This has a clip and step feature reminiscent of the original one. It's dual loops, it's non-replaceable, but it is reinforced because there's 2, so there's a level of redundancy there. And then this outer material, it kind of like looks like faux carbon fiber, but it's definitely like a thatched woven material, and it feels extremely durable and abrasion resistant. You can tell that the stitching in here is very high quality. You have a slingshot rand behind the heel, like you see on some of these other ones here. And then you also see the over-the-toe rand. Again, there's no hooks. You do see really nice design features here where this is split to allow the top, right, to wrap in more and give you a really nice form-fitting fit. So I really like these. I think these are really nice. This is definitely Arbpro's flagship model and probably one of the nicer boots that's made specifically for arborists. Big heel, nice hook here, Vibram sole. So definitely check those out if you are looking for a non-chainsaw protective boot. As we start to move into chainsaw protective boots, we've got 3 models that we're going to highlight here today. We've got 2 by Haix and 1 by Arbortech. So this is the Arbortech Scaffold. This boot has come in a couple colors. It's the light, if you're comparing against models that might be available other places. This is a big boot. These are all really heavy. Vibram sole, nice in-cut heel that's going to work well with spurs. Very high back, so you know this is going to be comfortable with spurs. It's not flexible at all, right? I mean, this thing is like, it's heavy. You know, you can see it shaking the table. You do have hooks on here, which I think on a boot this high, speed lacing is going to be important. These hooks, I don't have a ton of personal experience with them, but I can tell from looking at them that they're nicer than the Salewa hooks, and I don't anticipate that they'll break. We've also had this boot out in the field for a while, and I haven't heard a lot of breaking complaints or reports on it. So really nice boot, obviously waterproof. This is class 2 EN, and it's got a bunch of numbers, but this is the 24 millisecond or meters per second model. Here we have the Protector Ultra from Haix. Haix is a new brand that we've brought on. They are European, and you can tell that in their styling here. Dig this bright green color. You've got abrasion stuff here on the side. You also have the ability to drop your speed lacing down here if you want to get more of that slingshot kind of rand support, and that's what this is, where it's pulling up along your heel. You get your over-the-toe rand. You get a fully isolated and waterproof tongue all the way up. That's going to make these boots hot for sure, right? Also heavy, but not as heavy as this one. Not nearly as flexible, right? These are all going to feature a steel toe cap. So they're going to be nice and durable and protect you if something falls on your foot like a log. Here we have the Haix Air Power. I'm not going to lie, I kind of dig the look of this one. This one is really nice looking. It has a very classic look. It's a little less flashy, a little less technical, look at me, and a little more like, you know, fit in and kind of, you know, walk through Home Depot without feeling silly. No hooks. Right? So it's a little shorter than the other ones. You can see that. It's still going to be a perfectly good height for spurs, and you'll actually notice that there's increased abrasion panels back here to account for using with spurs. Overall, I really like this boot. Again, it's going to be waterproof. It's going to have, let's see if I can unlace this quick enough to show you here. It's going to have that full tongue like the others. So it is going to be waterproof. It does have the Goretex lining. And again, these are all going to meet the relevant standards, and you can find out about all of that specific information on the website and compare it to your local standards. So these boots, as well as all the boots here and everything we sell, TreeStuff.com, you can get for 7% off with the discount code online. Thanks for watching, and please be safe.